Good morning. I wanted to discuss the what I'm calling the junkyard lift and some of the parts that I've purchased, making up my own kit, and the results of some of the pieces that I've bought. I made another video of my RT off-road shackle lift and boomerang shackles, and you can see that those have been installed. I really like that kit. Good value for the money of what you get out of it. I also bought some of these other parts, trying to piece together my own system. Now, you're gonna probably have criticisms or whatever saying, oh, you just buy a kit and it's all good, but that's not what is in my budget. My budget is next to nothing. So the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is trying to get lift for the Jeep at the minimal cost, as this is my fun vehicle and I don't have an unlimited budget for this. So yes, there are better ways to do it. We'll just leave it at that. So I did go ahead and install leaves. I got some S10 springs, and you can see this guy had 6 of them for sale, so I started hacking those things up, and I used the secondary leaf. So if you look at this set, there's the big leaf, the second leaf, and the third leaf. I used the second one because it seemed like it had the most arch. Little bit disappointed with that result though. If you look here, sorry about the lens flare, I only got about 1 inch out of it. So all my extra parts that I bought thinking I was going to get 2 or 3 inches out are now not necessary today, but I think I'm going to keep working on this and figure out a way to get it to where it gives me that full ride height that I'm looking for. So I've got some Rubicon Express front brake line relocation kit, a rear bracket for the brake line relocation. This thing was not a very good deal. I like the finish, but paying 15 bucks for that little piece of steel is, I think, a little bit much. I got some 2.5 degree Rubicon Express pinion shims so I could correct my pinion angle. I got a Rook C drop pitman arm for the steering. And this thing, I gotta ask, maybe one of you guys have done this stuff before, have known, but I bought these bolts, leaf spring centering bolts, and they're from Rubicon Express. They don't make the hardware, obviously, but like they put their name on it. So I had one, and when I unbolted my leaf and I cut my other leaf up and I stuck it in there, I tried to use one of these bolts to pull the leaves together, and this thing is so soft. It like bent it and pulled the threads right off of it. I mean, it was like nothing, and that was why I ended up not using this one, because you can see, even just from what I was doing with it, it's bent, and the metal is really, really, really soft. So I don't know if it's supposed to be that way because of kooky head angles, like it's supposed to kind of bend in place and then point the head up nice and flat, however weird angle you have, but I did not use them in the back. I used 2, I bought 4, ended up not using one because I ruined it, and then this one's just about ruined too because I used it to center everything up as I was squeezing it with a C-clamp to get it to fit back together. So I can't say that it's a bad product if that's what it's supposed to do, but if it's not supposed to do that, then these are junk. But they also were the least expensive bolt that you could get. I do want to say something about Rubicon Express. You know, you buy this brake line kit and they give you 4 decals with it. To me, that's cool. That's showing like, hey, we're proud of our stuff. We'd like you to use our decals. And I like that kind of stuff because I put them on my Jeep and I think they look neat. So, but I guess in actuality here, we'll just come down and talk about what ended up happening. So you can see I added that second leaf in here, and I'm going to tell you right now that these leaves were totally flat, almost inverted. And now you look at it, they have arch to it, and it did give me an inch worth of lift. So, and I will tell you this, that the ride is 100 times better than what it was. So I can't complain about what I got. You know what I mean? When it's all said and done, the part I'm disappointed with is it didn't lift it more, but the ride has improved. The thing feels way more stable. It's just better overall. So like, I can't say that it's a waste of money because I spent 25 bucks on these springs. You know what I mean? Like I got 6 S10 springs, and I got some more that I could play with and figure out maybe I can get another inch. I don't want to go too stiff though. That was one thing I saw that a guy had done on YouTube, that he had put 2 springs in and he said it rode like a tank after that, and that's not what I'm after. I want it to flex. I want it to move when I'm out there wheeling. So I do not run a track bar. As you can see, I've cut it out. So that's not necessary. And then I don't have any bump stops either. You know, like the factory bump stop used to give you about 2 inches and then it would give. I don't have that. So I have not gone out wheeling with it or done anything to see if I'm going to actually end up hitting the fender flares, but I'm not like hardcore wheeling anyways. That's not kind of what this project was for. It was just more for me to have something to do and have my own vehicle. Let's see what else. In the rear, I got a huge lift though. Like it was almost like 1.5 inches. Like, and you can see here that, you know, I mean, it's big. I've got a lot of space in the back, and it was kind of the same thing. I just did the same, and maybe I could have got a little bit more lift by making those a little longer. I actually cut them off to be the same length as the leaf that I took out. And maybe if I would have gone all the way to the edges, I could have got just a tiny bit more lift out of it. So, just not sure. But overall, ride's great. Much stiffer, much firmer. It still has bounce, and it still is comfortable to go over bumps. So I like that. See, what else did I learn while doing this? Take your back shocks off the mounts when you're moving your axles around. They can be a major limiting factor on how you might end up, how easy it is to put it back together. But yeah, you can see the drive shaft angle's getting a little bit steep, but it doesn't have a crazy vibration either, so I'm not worried about it right now. But yeah, I have a Daystart transfer case drop kit too that I bought because I was thinking that I was going to get a ton of lift out of it. That was a good deal. Where's that kit at? That was probably one of the better values I found for what you get. You get all the hardware that actually has the centering cone built into the part or the bolt. It doesn't give you regular bolts. And it's got some nice, you know, bushings. I'm just going to find the kit, but I can't find it right now. Sorry about that. Maybe I'll do another unboxing or something for that one. Oh, here it is. It's on my toolbox, my messy toolbox. Yeah, so this was a great deal. It's $22. I mean, I did some research just to buy bolts. It was going to cost about damn near the same amount of money. And the thing I like about it is it actually has that centering cone on the hardware, so when you go to install it, it'll center everything right back up to where it was, so you don't have to sit there and fiddle with it. And it was $22. You get the bushings, the spacers, the bolts. I mean, that's a great deal. So yeah, I spent about, I think about 150 bucks altogether on all these parts, and some of them, like I said, aren't even necessary today. So but I will be doing stuff to it later down the road. I'm gonna go for a ride today and see see how it goes, see what it does off-road. It felt pretty good. I took it to this one little place near me that has a rut that you can go back and forth through a couple of times, and it didn't spin or it didn't put a tire in the air or anything like that. So, all right, we'll be talking to you later. Thanks, bye.